In this video, we're going to learn how to use our calculator to find the local max and mins of graphs. So this says to use a graphing utility to graph this equation on this interval. We need to approximate any local max or mins. So we'll round to 2 decimal places. And then determine where the function is increasing and where it is decreasing. So let's start by graphing this. So let's go to y equals, let's type in our equation here. And it tells me on the interval of -2 to 2. So I'm going to go over here to window and I'm going to change my, they're talking about x's here. I'm going to change this to -2 to 2. I don't really care about the rest of it because it doesn't give me instructions. So I'm just going to assume that -10 to 10 is just fine. So then I'm going to graph. And there's my equation. So I'm going to kind of do a rough sketch of that on my paper here. I maybe should have done that a little bigger, but that's where we are now. And actually, my graph isn't going forever and ever, right? So I'm not going to have arrows going on here. I know that this is -2, and I know that this is 2. And my graph does something like that. Okay. So let's approximate the local max and min. So we're going to use this calc function. So hit second trace. We have used 0 before. We have used intersect before. Now we're going to use min and max. So if I want to find my max first, I'm either going to arrow down to 4, or you can just punch in 4 on your keypad. And it wants the left bound first. So I know that this is my local max somewhere over here. I need to go to the left of that. So I'm going to arrow over. I think it's about right here. So if I go 1 over, then I should be fine. But if I am not to the left of my max, this is going to mess up. So I'm just going to go over a little bit where I know I am clearly getting that max. And I'm going to hit enter. Now it wants the right bound. So now I'm going to arrow over. I think my max is about right here. So I could just go barely over. But I'm going to go over here where I know that my max is included. And so now it's going to ask guess. Guess doesn't mean anything. We're going to hit enter. But pay attention to your arrows. Is your arrows on other sides, is the max in between these 2 arrows? So when it hits guess, just hit enter again. And then here's my answer. So -0.99999, that's really close to 1, right? So this point is about -1,4. That's pretty much -1, and that's about, well, that is 4. Okay, so I put that on my graph. So let's do the same thing to get your min. Go second trace, and I'm just going to punch in 3 for my min. And now I know my min is somewhere over here. So I'm going to go closer to it, but I'm going to stay clearly on the left of it. So that's pretty good. I'm going to hit enter. Now it wants the right. So my min is somewhere right here, but I'm going to make sure I clear it and go over here. Hit enter again when it says guess, but check to make sure your min is in between those arrows. And here's my min. 1.000013. That's pretty much 1. And when you have 5.4 e to the -12, that's scientific notation. That's basically 0. So this point right here is about 1, 0. Once I make this rough sketch, now I can answer the rest of these. So approximate any local max and min. So for A, at x equals -1, the local max is 4. And at x equals 1, the local min is 0. B, determine where the function is increasing and decreasing. Well, it is increasing from here to here and here to here. And we do have start and stop. Numbers. Because I'm doing this from -2 to 2, this isn't going to keep going in both directions. So it's increasing from -2 to -1. And then increasing here from 1 to 2. So then it is decreasing everywhere in between, which is -1 to 1. Now in my math lab, I have a note that my math lab is going to use brackets here. I don't know if I'm missing something or if it's a mistake on my math lab, but it is going to want you to use brackets here, which really, really bother me. But just a heads up that when you get to this, you might need to use brackets instead of parentheses. And let's do it again. We're going to do this one a little bit quicker. So pause the video as you need to. If I'm losing you on the calculator, pause and rewind, but we've done this once and it's the same process, so it's just another example. So let's graph this. We got 6x cubed minus 12x plus 5, and it's still in the same interval of -2 to 2. My window should still be there. So I will graph. Okay, so notice here, I can't get my max because that's not in the graph, right? So let's go over here to window and let's change our y max to maybe 15. Okay, and now I can see that max there. So I'm going to make a rough sketch. But I know this is from -2 to 2. And it starts down here and it goes up, crosses down. So about something like that. Okay, so let's find our max and let's find our min. So I'm going to go second calc and I'm going to hit 4 for maximum. And once the left bounce, I'm going to go clearly to the left. Once the right bounce, I'm going to go clearly to the right. I'm going to hit enter at guess. And there's my guess. I'm going to go 2 decimal places. So this is about -0.82, comma 11.53. And then I'm going to do second calc and hit 3 for my min. And I'm going to come over here and get the left bound of my min. Then I'm going to go to the right. I can see, yep, that's around it. And here's my min at 0.82, comma -1.53. And by the way, if you accidentally hit max and you then try to get the min, you're going to get a different answer. If I go down here to maximum, and I go around my min, you get a different answer. So you've got to make sure you are selecting max to find the max and min to find the min. Okay, so now I have all the information I need to solve these problems. So A, the local max at x equals negative 0.82. The local max is 11.53. And at x equals 0.82, the local min is negative 1.53. We are increasing here to here and here to here. So increasing from, again, -2 to negative 0.82 and 0.82 to 2, since that's my endpoint. And then decreasing what's not highlighted here in the middle from negative 0.82 to 0.82. And again, my math lab might want you to put those in brackets, but they really should be in parentheses. If you did not get that calculator portion, rewind this video and watch it again, pause it as you need to.